So let's just dive right in here and start talking about this article, really. This was something I wrote back a couple of years ago, in fact, and have had the opportunity to revisit a couple of times due to more information that I can add to it. So, angel hair phenomenon. One way you can describe it, it's a strange and most rare phenomenon that currently defies explanation. One can only imagine what a delight it would be to see it fall. When we touch it, and mysteriously is absorbed by the body. Namely, angel hair is described as such for its similarity to fine hair, or indeed spiders' webs. It is also comparable to pixie dust and ectoplasm. Reports of angel hair say that it disintegrates or evaporates after a short time of falling. So let's indeed look back at a few early reports of angel hair then. So from the September of 1741 in the Shire of Hampshire, a blizzard of this angel hair came down over, as it is described, and continued indeed for hours. Residents over 3 different towns described the events. These towns were Bradley, Slaybourne, and Alresford. So if one was to go and have a look at a map, one can figure that the downfall came over a quite considerable size. There are numerous reports also of angel hair from all over the world, from Australia, North America, and Europe. One report I've read comes from South Australia in 1914, and these are accounts of strands of angel hair falling from the sky. Their lengths averaged around 20 centimetres, and when they reached the ground, they absorbed very quickly, they dissolved. And 3 weeks later, another shout of angel hair came down over the same area, yet these apparently lasted more than an hour. But doing a few searches yielded information of other reports too, including 2 police officers from 1950. They reported to the Philadelphia Inquirer newspaper that they were on patrol one evening, and they saw what they assumed was a parachute falling to earth. When the object landed, the officers stated that they saw it glow in purple and white colours. One of the officers touched the substance, and I quote, "The mass on which he laid his hands on dissolved, leaving nothing but a slight, odorous, sticky residue. And in 25 minutes, it had all disappeared." Now, reports of angel hair continue to come in on a global scale, sometimes falling in balls rather than flakes or strands. The descriptions do vary from fluorescent colours to a jelly-like goop, yet they do maintain the same characteristic absorbing and dissolving into the ground of anyone who touches the substance. Now, according to Wikipedia and the sources located and referenced below that, angel hair is siliconous cotton. It is a mythical substance and is said to be dispersed from UFOs. Now, of course, that throws it down to a number of different angles now, doesn't it? But they're not ones we're going to follow. It is also described that it's being found at places where there are reports of the Virgin Mary, which again takes it into that religious connotation and down angles that, can't really follow, because ultimately they're not proven. So let's look at ones that we can prove and we can talk about theories. So there are a number of theories what causes angel hair, and one is in fact spiders, as there are those spiders in the world who indeed cast and migrate by flying their web, and they flow then on the air current, on the wind current. But conjecture to this, there is a marked absence of spiders in the material gathered and described as being angel hair, so the link to arachnids has not yet been proven. The other theory, of course, there, as we mentioned, UFOs. Now, the theory is described as being created. So this angel hair is being created by the ionized air sleeting off the electromagnetic field that theoretically surrounds the UFO and anti-gravity vehicles. The UFOs are frequently claimed to possess high electromagnetic fields. Unfortunately, just like angel hair, UFOs, unless you are a country that is indeed creating such crafts or in possession of such exotic craft, it is impossible to test this theory, and as such we have to put it on the back burner and say, we just don't know. So let's look at the data actually. There is actually some data surrounding angel hair, in fact, so it's not just down to speculation. Analytical scientist Phyllis Budinger has used restricted samples of angel hair that exist to develop some conclusions about the properties of the chemicals. She investigated 4 samples that have been obtained by the US. The first sample was examined under a powerful electron microscope, where she found it to be described as a number of bundles of fibres rather than a single strand, thinner than spider silk, and does not have the telltale droplets of fluid that are always present in webs. But these are present in angel hair. She's been able to determine that 4 of the samples had a similar chemical and molecular makeup, defined as a polymer containing protein amide linkages, and the amides were found to be ammonia-based compounds. Budinger's findings indicate that angel hair comes from a biological source. To date, she has been unable to identify the source. Understandably, angel hair is notoriously difficult to collect. It is highly sensitive, and there is a contamination aspect such as exhaust fumes, animal and human touch. And as no one knows where it's going to happen, it's made even harder. Now, one of the things I spoke about in terms of speculation back when I first wrote this article was the similarity, in fact, to the ethereal substance known as ectoplasm. Now, ectoplasm is a substance allegedly taken from a medium's body. Now, according to Arthur Findlay, is then mixed with an ethereal substance, and this enables spirits to affect physical matter. Now, of course, ectoplasm, of course, is a bit out there, and of course that makes it kind of in the same area as angel hair, really. This is the reason why I kind of link them together. Now, ectoplasm is a very light-sensitive substance, allegedly, which, for that reason, many sciences and physical circles are held in total darkness or in low red light. Ectoplasm is extruded from a body of the medium and through the skin. Now, a physical medium who I spoke to 2008, called Dean Kenyon, goes into details regarding ectoplasm in his interview that I did with him, which is available on YouTube. You can go have a link to that now. Perhaps you can come back and listen to this one later, or listen to that one after. Now, the alleged physical properties of ectoplasm and angel hair are common in their appearance: a liquid, a gel-like substance, somewhat akin to shaving foam, and similarity, they both seem to have an absorbing ability. Angel hair seems to have, in its reports, the ability to dissolve into the skin, as where ectoplasm comes from the body and then dissolves into the body upon its return. With ectoplasm, there is a distinct odour of sulphur and sometimes ammonia. As explained earlier, the conclusions are Phyllis de Bodinger. Ammonia is present in angel hair. So is then angel hair an externally created ectoplasm? So are there any other similarities to this phenomenon? Well, in the January of 2012 in Bournemouth, it began raining balls. That's right, 3 centimetre blue jelly-like balls came raining down during a hailstorm on a late Thursday afternoon. And Steve Hornsby was in his garden observing the strange occurrence as the skies changed colour to a dark yellow colour, which he then reported to the BBC, and the link is found below. Using his ingenuity, in fact, he kept them in his fridge, which is brilliant, so you can take a look at as much curious of substances. But whether it's related, I'm not sure. In regards to these blue balls that fell from the sky in 2012, the Met Office issued a statement that the jelly-like substance was not meteorological. But in my opinion, they look eerily similar to the planting beads, which you can find at B&Q and Homebase and other such places. And they are designed to hold moisture, to keep the plant's roots hydrated so you don't have to water them as often. And also there are these silica gel beads that are used in aviation as CO2 absorbers. So it is possible these balls were indeed falling from the sky, and it will be a logical reason for the balls because of course they're used in aviation. And I'll post a link below about these wet gel balls that are used in aviation. So let's keep this mystery alive, and as we round up this piece, now paying a visit to the collective works of Charles Fort and its complete works of Charles Fort. In 1883, a report from South Africa of a case of very similar spherical blue jelly balls falling from the skies. So here we are, perhaps this is now our end, so it's time to look to the skies, watching out for falling hair and falling balls. This is Kristian Lander signing off. Thank you for taking the time out to listen to me today. And if you like what we're talking about, please hit your subscribe button and give us a like. I really appreciate it. Share it as much as you will. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook and all the usual places too. Thank you very much. I'll see you all soon.